Welcome back, trainers. So yet again, we're going to be taking a look at a kind of underdog Pokemon, although it is ranked pretty high on Pvpoke for the Open Great League, and that's going to be Castform Rainy. It is going to be number 18, calling for Water Gun, Weather Ball, and Thunder. So this is a very interesting Pokemon, and I chose to go with it. As you can see, powering it up, purchasing that secondary move is not cheap, 75,000 Stardust, which, hey, it is what it is. I'm going to be inside testing out Pokemon for you guys, and we're going to have fun with it. It is going to be great going up against quite a few of the top meta here. So I did decide to go with this one over, say, Whiscash or possibly Lantern, because Whiscash is going to be extremely weak to grass and Lantern is going to be weak to ground. So this one is just going to have kind of like that middle ground, although it is going to be dropping some of the specific moves that you may need. Obviously, it's going to be weak to electric and then grass as well, so we need to look out for those things. And absolutely phenomenal. I was able to get 200 charged TMs there, so looking good. So let's go ahead and take a look at the moves as we just seen as we were powering it up and TMing it. And the IVs on this one are not bad at all, so it is near level 40. And we're looking good there. So I decided to just go with that one since we had those decent IVs. And then we're going to be running Hypno as well with the Shadow Ball. And we're going to be going with Mawile also. Now at some point, I think it might be in the beginning, the Hypno does have different moves. But I will be switching out for the Shadow Ball just to test it out. Just because. Although I do like the Ice Punch and Thunder Punch. So we're starting it off with Mawile in every single match, and I'm going to go through all of the battles with the Castform Rainy, folks. Not one single battle is going to be left out, and I have not had any prior practice with it before this, so let's see how I perform with it. So I am going to be staying in this match. I think I'm going to be shielding it up here, or not. Getting a little risky. Thinking about a potential play rough, but it's going to take a little too long. They're going to be able to hit me with another charge, so we're going to go with that and decide to finally use a shield here, keeping the switch advantage. And I knew they were going to possibly switch there, so we go ahead and go in with our Rainy Castform. And I don't know how, but that Haunter lost a ton of health. I don't know if that was from the Mawile. Pretty sure it was, but yeah, Haunter's extremely squishy, kind of threw me off there. So we're going to be going for that charge move to possibly just take it out before it's able to take us out. So we were able to survive, and we have a Weather Ball ready to go here. In comes the Registeel. So this thing can beat Registeel, as a matter of fact, depending on the health and energy, obviously. We were in a bad position, so we're going to be switching to Mawile, going for that Power Up Punch immediately and doing a ton of damage with that sliver of health that we did have there. So that's pretty good. Already liking the performance on this Castform as we used it. Now check this out. This was Ultra Combo Breaker. The Ultra for the weather animation just kept going for the water there. Pretty funny. All right, so we're going to be going in with a Hypno. This thing is extremely tanky. It can take hits. I do decide to let that go through, and I let this one go through too. It was not necessary. Probably should have used a shield, but yeah. Anyways, we're taking that win there with our first battle with the Rainy Castform. Now let's go ahead and check out this next one here. So this is an okay matchup. They are staying this fight for quite some time. I didn't want to throw that energy because I had a feeling they might switch. And now we're going to go ahead and go into the Castform here, and we're going to take resisted damage from that Blizzard. If they go for Mud Bomb, that is going to do neutral damage, and it'll eventually chip away, but this Weather Ball is going to be doing nice neutral damage to that Whiscash. So we're going to be able to not shield this up. As you can see, it does chunk away pretty good, but the Water Gun on this thing is also doing a good amount of damage as well. Really liking the performance, but you're going to see we are going to take some losses here, folks. But that's perfectly all right. I'm honestly satisfied. After all of these battles that you're going to see here, I feel like Weather Castform Rainy is great, if you play it right. Anyways, we're going to be going back in here with the Mawile, going for the Power Punch to potentially bait out a shield, in which we do. We have a lot of health on that Mawile. We switch into our Hypno, which, contemplating and looking back at this, didn't really need to do that, seeing that we currently do have Ice and Thunder Punch. We could have held our own up against that Altaria with the Hypno and just took out the Registeel with the Mawile like we usually do. But in this specific situation with these moves on the Hypno, it's not really looking too great. But what I set myself up to do here was pretty much get this Registeel low enough for my Mawile to go in here, finish it off with Fire Fang. In comes the Altaria with whatever energy it does have. We can shield it up, and then we'll be able to take it out with Dazzling Gleam, and that is going to be game. And, well, the Registeel comes back in with energy, and then that is game. So good thing I saved both of those shields for the very late game there. Close one. So going into the next battle, I do believe this is where things start taking a turn. Maybe, I'm not too sure. I'm trying not to kind of spoil it before it happens. Some of you are expressing that you don't like that, which I understand. If I was watching somebody, I don't want them to tell me whether they won or lost, you know, as the battle is beginning. So anyways, we have the Hypno up against the Altaria, and we do have the Ice Punch, which is going to do a lot of damage. They do decide to use the shield here. I do let this go through, and we're going to be able to get to another Ice Punch here. So let's see if they commit to 2 shields or let the Altaria go down. And they're letting it go down. So this is good here. We can, you know, counter whatever they bring in. Unfortunately, though, Lowland Raichu was able to gain a lot of energy there. It doesn't need much to get off its charge moves, especially with that Volt Switch. So we're not looking great. We have the Rainy in the back, so we need to take care of this Alolan Raichu ASAP and definitely not go down. Unfortunately, this is horrible for us right here. This is gonna probably KO, yeah. And come on, let's go, come on. Oh, we were so close to getting that off. Unfortunately not. We have no more shields left, and that is going to, yeah, unfortunately we used our energy. So no chance for whatever they do have. It's gonna be that Melmetal, but they have energy ready to go, so that was a loss there. It wasn't a hard loss, but, you know, it was a loss. On to our next opponent here. So I hope you guys are enjoying these longer videos. I keep seeing a lot of comments saying that you do. So I'll keep bringing them for you guys. So we are met with the Steelix in the front there. Very rare thing for me to see here. But this is still going to be good for our Mawile. Expecting a crunch, so we do not shield anything up here too soon for an Earthquake. And we're able to finish them off and have energy. We try to go for the Power Punch, but not able to get it off. Now we can see how good the Rainy Castform is going to be going up against the Azumarill here. Very common pick for the Open Great League in the Go Battle League. I'm going to be going for Thunder here. All right, let's see if we can get this through. And we do a lot of damage. And now we can finish them off with quick moves, but I decide to go for this. So I'm thinking probably to preserve my health here. But we do get a shield, I guess that's okay. And you do decide to let this go through. It's going to be a Hydro Pump. So Ice Beam, Hydro Pump, not very effective. If they do have Play Rough, that is going to be hitting pretty hard. We will be seeing one of those matches down the line here. And we're going to be switching into the Hypno. And it is still carrying Ice and Thunder Punch. Like I said, down the line, we're going to be switching up the Ice Punch, I do believe, for Shadow Ball. So it is kind of hard deciding what I want to run on Hypno. But then again, it really comes down to what you do have on your team. And I'm sure I'm making all kinds of little mistakes randomly. Of course, nobody's perfect, and you guys are picking them up more so than myself. And Hypno's holding on here. This was unfortunate because I did tap on it at the same time. Kind of wasted energy there. I was trying to take them out, but nonetheless, we take that match. So good games. Moving on to the next battle here. I'm loving these 35 battles allowed, especially because we don't have to walk. So we're met with a Mew. Now, this always throws a monkey wrench into the situation here because you never know what it's going to have. I do decide to shield it up, and it's a good thing I did because it's overheat. So they're going to be dropping their attack and switching into their Azumarill here. Let's see if they have Play Rough and how the Castform can handle it. It is going to be Play Rough, as you can see, doing a good amount of damage. Now, if they shield this up, we're not looking good. Let's hope they let it go through here, and they do. So this is okay now. If we want to use the last shield, I guess that's okay. We can farm down, but we let it go through, and it's an Ice Beam. All right, so we're able to get to another Weather Ball here. Let's see if they let it go through, and they do. So, all right, we do have the switch advantage at this point. And in comes Registeel. Let's hope we can get to a Weather Ball. Otherwise, they gained a bunch of energy, and we're able to get to one. Let's see how much this does here. And they shielded up, so they just used their first shield. Now I can go in here with my Mawile and do the Mawile thing up against the Registeel. And we're definitely going to have to shield this up because we cannot take a hit. So they are making a switch immediately into their Mew, in which we're going to be going into Hypno. Unfortunately, they do have Shadow Claw, which is pretty much the only quick move you're really going to want to run on Mew. That's doing super effective damage to our Hypno here. And we're just going to go ahead and get off a Thunder Punch to get it out of here, but they decide to use their last shield. And we're shieldless at this point. So it's coming down to the Mawile. We take out the Mew. Alright, now let's see if we can do this. This is going to be a close one. I know they have energy on that Registeel. Mawile can take Registeel out extremely quick, but unfortunately we're not able to get to that other power-up punch that would have pretty much sealed the deal. So yet again, another close game. So we were able to win 4 out of the 5 there, and we did have the Giratina encounter. We're also going to be seeing a new dex entry, Rufflet, down the line here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next battle. And we are met with a Dewgong, expecting a Legacy Dewgong here, of course. So we're going to be switching into the Castform, and then they go ahead and switch into their Altaria. Now take a look at how much Thunder does. Pretty surprised. It's a good amount of damage for that coverage there. Because if you do go for Weather Ball, it's not very effective, right? And I believe I got a little greedy at this point. I could have went for Weather Ball. I was trying to get to Thunder, so could have did a little bit more damage, which would have helped me out in the long run here, as you're going to see. So I wanted to kind of farm down the Altaria, so I did have energy for whatever they did bring in. So if I went for that Weather Ball, I would have had a lot more health on the Hypno. So that is an unfortunate situation that I got greedy or foolish, looking at the health go down as that Dragon Breath did attack. Now they're bringing in their Dewgong here. Another mistake I made, which I'm going to be pointing out, is I was trying to go for Play Rough. Now what I was thinking during this whole scene was that they're lowering my attack. They don't need to shield up what I'm going to throw at them, but they do anyways. That would have been enough probably to take them out. So if I would have went for power-up punches instead, vamping up my attack as they lowered it, just keeping it neutral, I would have been able to possibly win that matchup. So I am now in a bad situation here. The Dewgong just lowered our attack. In comes the Sableye, and this is just all doom for me because Sableye is going to be able to counter Hypno hard with that. And we had no health, so good games there. That guy did tweet out on Twitter, so shout out to you, man. Appreciate that. So let's go ahead and go into the next battle. We have the Defense Deoxys. We're going to be switching into Hypno. A lot of people thinking that the Shadow Ball is going to potentially be on that, so they do kind of switch out. And in this case, they're going into Tropius, and we do have Ice Punch, so that's going to be great for us. It's going to be 4 times effective to it being Grass and Flying type. So we are not shielding it up, being kind of brave over here. And that does get through. Are we going to be able to take it out? That is a Razor Leaf Tropius, so it is doing a lot of damage. We need to get that out of here because we do have the Castform Rainy in the back, which does not want to see that at all. Making an immediate switch into the Castform here, and a good thing it's a Rock Slide. And a lot of people like to run Rock Slide Thunderbolt, so we're possibly going to expect a super effective move, but at this point they can just go for Rock Slide. They don't need to expend all that energy, but they have Psycho Boost and immediately switch because they do lower their attack. And we're going to try to go for this Thunder and just hope they let it go through. Let's see what happens. They shield it up, so now we're not looking too great. So we can take that, but we're going to switch immediately. We don't want them to gain energy on us, and we're going to go for the Play Rough. We do have the Deoxys in the back, so we still need to worry about that. So I gain a little bit more energy in hopes of possibly getting to another Play Rough. But it's not enough to take it out. They make an immediate switch. We're going to be going for that power-up punch here. And this is coming to an end. And a kind of hilarious one. Take a look at the Castform. Watch this as it comes out of the Pokeball. And it just crashes down, takes a nap, and says, I'm done. All right. It's hilarious when you do that. A lot of times it's basically when you have no health on the Pokemon, when you switch them out, or there's like 1 HP, and they just flop to the ground. So they do make a switch into their Meganium, and we're going to go ahead and go for the Weather Ball here. It's going to be not very effective, but we're not in a great position to just go for Thunder because it's still not going to be very effective. Might as well just spam these down. We take it pretty good down, like, 75% of its health. But it does have energy that we need to worry about. So we're going to go in here with Mawile, expecting a potential Earthquake, but it is a Frenzy Plant, not very effective, so we do use a shield there. Going in with the Azumarill, and now we have the Shadow Ball on our Hypno. So it wasn't the Ice Punch that I got rid of, it was actually the Thunder Punch. Alright, so we're rocking that. I don't know, I just wanted to test it out. I really want to run Focus Blast and Shadow Ball Hypno. I just haven't done that yet. So we're going down there. Now the Mawile is going to be entering. Now at this point I figure I just need to vamp up this Fire Fang so I can just do as much damage as possible. So whatever does come in, I'm just going to be able to just tear through that as well. And we're shielding this up because we want to build up that Fire Fang damage. They are switching into Meganium, going for the Power Up Punch immediately here and taking it out. And then they go back in. We have enough energy to get off another one of these, and they should be able to almost seal it, but they have a Pokemon in the back that's Altaria. Can we get to a play rough? We have no more shields. Unfortunately, we are going to be taking a loss. All right. I know that it seemed like I was going to almost win that one, but nope. On to the next one here. We have an Altaria lead, and we're going to be going Mawile every single time with the lead here for now. So we want to build up to a play rough. I was waiting for them to potentially switch. Usually they like to switch after they get off their Sky Attack, but they're still going, so I was thinking to myself, what? Alright, kind of a little thrown off here, so let's go ahead and go for this in hopes that they think I'm going to try to take them out. They let it go through. I was like, alright, no. We have enough for a play rough, so let's go for that. They let it go through, and we're going to be switching into our Castform here, and then they have a Melmetal. So this is okay. A lot of people like to run Rock Slide and Superpower. If they do have Thunderbolt, well, we have to look out for that as well. Expecting a Rock Slide out of it, so we do not shield, and we're able to get to another Weather Ball. I mean, it charges fairly fast, and the Water Gun is doing good damage. They decide to use a shield there. That's going to be their first one, and I am going to be letting this go through. Just going to go back in here with the Mawile and finish them off. And they're bringing in Swampert. We're just going to do as much damage as possible here. Probably, yeah, should switch right after that charge move there. And expecting a Hydro Cannon, letting that go through. We still have 2 shields at this point. Now we'll go ahead and shield this up. And what we're going to do now is just finish them off with quick moves, because they're going to use a shield anyway. We might as well do as much quick move damage as possible, and we finish them off with a Confusion. On to the next opponent here, and they have an Alolan Ninetales. I love that. So they're deciding to stay, and I wasn't going to get off my charge because we can finish them off and have a Dazzling Gleam ready for the next Pokemon, and it is a Lowland Marowak. I don't want to switch yet. I just want them to take me out so I don't lose the switch advantage. And play rough, doing a ton of damage. Now we can go ahead and go in here with the Water Castform. This was the Pokemon I was looking for in case I encountered, and now I have it. And they're going to be making a switch immediately into their Shadow Victory Bell. We had to get out there very quick. We're doing super effective damage with our Confusion. And that Leaf Blade is absolutely no joke. In comes the Lowland Marowak, and we're going to go for that Ice Punch. It doesn't matter. We need to burn that shield off. And now they have another shield, and we're just going to go for another Ice Punch because they're so low we can still take them out. And obviously they're going to use their shield, and we'll be able to almost finish them off. We have that Sunny Castform in the back. Good thing we saved the shield, folks. Let's go. And we're able to get to the Weather Ball, and this will obviously take them out, and we take the win. So I picked this Pokemon intentionally looking for that Alolan Marowak, and there it was, and it worked great. So we're only able to win 2 out of the 5 for those matches, but that's okay. We're just testing it out, and check it out. We were finally able to encounter Rufflet. So I've been getting Giratina over and over, including a shiny, which that's awesome. But I was yet to encounter this. This is going to be my first one here and my Dex entry, so that's pretty awesome. And I'm completing every single battle that I can do while we can for the 35 battles, and then after it goes back to 25, then I'll do 25 a day again. I try to complete all of the battles that I can. So, and I do premium most of the time, just to let you know. So they're starting off with Venusaur. I think this trainer had a pretty high score too. So we're starting off with the Mawile, of course, and we're going to go ahead and go for Power Up Punch just to make that Fire Fang even stronger. I was expecting a potential switch, but they decided to go through all the way, so probably they can hold that switch advantage here. And I am going to let this go through. It's a Hydro Cannon, so good thing we did. Now we can go ahead and go for Weather Ball. It's going to be doing good damage onto that Swampert if they let it go through, in which they do Shield. And I think I let this go through, and it is an Earthquake, so they take us out. All right, we had a lot of energy. We're going to go ahead and go with Hypno. Mawile doesn't really like to fight a Swampert too much, right? Unless it has a play rough and they have no more shields left. So I do decide to just feint it down and save that energy. Now we have that Shadow Ball, so let's see how much this does to a Registeel. Would prefer Shadow Ball and Focus Blast like I was saying, but they actually shielded up. So at this point I see the Registeel, and I have energy on my Mawile, so I'm like, okay, let's just go Mawile here and see what we can pull off. Alright, because we're gonna have to shield this up, obviously, because anything in the Focus Blast, the Flash Cannon are gonna basically almost one-shot us, especially at half health, and we're able to take the win. Let's go, Mawile coming in clutch for us every time. Well, most of the time. So we're met with a Registeel. Absolutely love this lead. They're switching immediately, knowing the warning signs, and we're going to be going into our Castform here and going for Thunder. I mean, I could go for the bait, but it's just like, you might as well. If they go for that Ice Beam, it's like not 100% clear indication that they don't have Play Rough, but I'm going to go for Thunder if I see that Ice Beam first out of that Azumarill. After that, they're pretty much stuck going with Hydro Pump because that's going to do more damage. As you can see, we're still resisting it. Doing an okay amount, but we're able to finish him off with quick moves. In comes a Haunter here. Pretty much have to shield this up. And we're almost able to get to another one, kinda. We're going to go in here with the Hypno, and we're going to take this because we know that was way too soon for a Shadow Ball. Getting ready for a switch, and there it is. Going back into the Registeel, and now we're just going to go to town like we usually do with the Mawile. You know what it is. Let's go. Fire Fang, gotta love it. Power Punch. This thing is absolutely amazing, and it's so fun running things that other people don't necessarily run. But I see a lot of you commenting down below that you've been trying things out like this and that, before I put out the video. So that's interesting too, because obviously I'm not battling everybody, so I don't know what everybody's all using. Just lower meta things, so we're able to take that win there with the Mawile. Let's go. And we have this matchup here, don't like it, so we're switching into the Weather Castform. I should say the Rainy. I'm just going to call it Castform, how about that? So they're hitting me with an Ice Beam. Still don't know if they have the Play Rough. I feel like some people just don't know the matchup. They know it's not very effective. They just may want to see how much damage, or maybe I would shield it up. Let's see if they hit us with a Play Rough. It's a Hydro Pump, so Ice Beam, Hydro Pump there. I did decide to shield that. I think we could have survived, but I kind of want to preserve the health a little bit more. Knowing that they have Ice Beam, they're not going to be able to get to another Hydro Pump. They switch into their Registeel, and here we go. Here we go. Mawile, let's go to work, bud. It's a Focus Blast, so they're expending a lot of energy there. And we can still take a Flash Cannon at this point, but now we can't. I think this will feint us out. Yeah, if we take a Flash Cannon. It's a Focus Blast, so that's certainly going to take... Oh, did we survive that Focus Blast? All right, well then, stand corrected there. I thought that would take me out. Anyway, so we do go in here with our Hypno. That was surprised. I'm still a little surprised that took that. I wonder if they hit all the bubbles there, because it usually does pretty much all your health except Sliver if you're full. So we are locked in with the Lowland Marowak. Let's go. Let's go. No more shields. Weather Castform. Exactly what I paid you to do. All right. All right. So Azumarill, we're just going for Weather Ball here. We're too low. We just want to use that energy before they take us out. Almost able to get to another Weather Ball. We're just going for this Ice Punch immediately because that's all we need. And we take the win there. They were probably so close next to their Ice Beam there. So good matches. So we did win 4 out of the 5 there. And we're getting a Lapras. All right. And you can get those shiny Lapras, folks. So our score is going up. It is a slow grind, but we're getting there. Especially using these random Pokemon. I told myself, and I told you guys, that I wouldn't be picking, like, weird teams to test out when Season 1 did begin. But here I am testing out weird things. All right, but it's fun. So they're switching here. And we did go with the Hypno because we have Ice Punch. Specifically why it's made for, so we can go for the Ice Punch to the Altaria, or potentially a Grass type Pokemon. And unfortunately not able to. I did decide to shield this to keep the switch advantage. And we're going to go for whatever we have because Sableye is going to take us out quick. And we do a decent chunk of damage. They do have energy. Not too sure what I go in with. It's going to be the Castform. All right. And I think we let this go through. Yup. It's foul play. Does an okay amount. We're going in with the Mawile. I didn't know they were going to have that much energy ready to go, so unfortunately I used the shield there. It's not very effective, but we're squishy, so we had to use a shield. We take out the Sableye. They still have 2 shields. It's not looking great. They have to let this go through or I lose. If they don't, all right, so yep, we pretty much lost this here. I should have went for the power punch, but I knew something was going to come to take me out. Might as well went for the big hitting move. They have 1 more shield, and I go for Thunder. I didn't have enough health to bait anyways. They would have been able to take me out, so just went for the big hitting move, thinking that I might have baited them the first time around, and then went for the bigger hitting move, but yep, can't win them all. Alrighty, moving on to the next match. Another Lowland Raichu. Don't like this. Really don't like this too much. It's not horrible and we can win, but we're going to have to expend shields. So there goes the first one. Thunder Punch does a lot of damage to Mawile. Expecting a switch, and I do switch into Hypno to actually catch this Thunder Punch and then take it out with Confusions. It's not very effective to the Lowland Raichu, but it's squishy. So they do bring in Grotle, and I was thinking, okay, no, we need to take this out because we have that Castform in the back that does not want to see that Razor Leaf. So they do take us out with quick moves. They did use a shield. We're going to be able to go in here with Mawile. We do have the Fire Fang. Let's go ahead and vamp that up to do super effective. Even more so with that quick move. And we're shielding this up. A Body Slam, not very effective. Still would have hurt us. We just need to get that Grass type out of here. So we have a Registeel in the back. And I love it. I love the Mawile going up against it. Look how much health I have. Watch. Let's see how much we can do. And another Power Punch is getting stronger. And almost able to take it out. It had full health and we just had a sliver. That's all it takes from Mawile to take out that Registeel. So we're going to go in there and take them out with the Castform. So it's performing good. Let's go. So I would like to thank everybody for watching my videos. I know you guys would like for me to put out these longer videos, and I'm going to continue to do that. Just do me a favor, hit that like button. It really does help me out. Share it with a friend, subscribe if you're new, and I will continue to keep these videos flowing for you guys. Thanks for watching again, and be safe out there, trainers. Take care.